afternoon and welcome to the Football Fans Attack. It's live on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. It's a fantastic Thursday afternoon to be back at the frequency. Alright, so we take a look at the making rounds in the footballing world. We'll take a look at Nigeria. The Super Eagles Nigeria have now risen in the latest FIFA rankings, but they dropped of course, in the African rankings, the top 5 particularly. Take a look at what this means for Nigeria as they continue their preparations for the African 2023-2024 particularly. Well, the Super Eagles stars have had their market value drop drastically, and this is due to the performance of some of them, especially in the Premier League. We'll take a look at players who, of Nigerian players actually, and of course their market values are dropping due to their respective performances for their clubs. We'll take a look at transfers as well. It's an interesting story from the transfer scene. We'll take a look at what's happening. We hear that, of course, Declan Rice might be heading to Arsenal at the end of the day. And, of course, a lot of interesting transfer stories to look out for this afternoon. Well, like Todd Bowley, like N'Golo Kante, the man has bought a football club himself. And that's interesting to do. We'll take a look at this and so much more on the show this afternoon. Well, you can always be part of the conversation. Just head to Facebook page, Planet Radio 101 FM Sports page. Go there, drop a comment on the page, and we'll take them in the course of the show. Otherwise, I was streaming live on Planet Radio 101 FM page. Go there, drop a comment on our live feed, and we're going to take your comment in the course of the show. My name is Marizona. I have that when it came for company, Emmanuel Ekure and Funny Tina, and together we'll do justice to what's in the plate. 09 624 8565, the numbers to give you the chance to be a part of the show. Welcome once again. Coach Abubakar Bala has left his former club, and the story is quite an interesting one. But the man knows, and is set to be appointed the new coach of Lobby Stars tomorrow. So Abubakar Bala has been with Nigeria quite a while, and of course is going to leave and join up with Lobby Stars. Lobby Stars would also see the departure of Baba Ganaro. Ganaro came in towards the end of 2 seasons ago to replace Eddie Dumbraye, who sadly, after the hype, could not just do enough for Lobby Stars. Well, Nigeria has moved up to, in the latest FIFA rankings, well, the story is that they were ranked 40 in the world in the previous rankings released in May. The latest rankings have seen them gain 6 points, move up to 39th position. In the latest rankings, the Eagles' rise in rankings were largely due to their impressive performance at the recent Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers against Sierra Leone. In the month of the review, Pesero's men defeated the Lone Stars 3-1 in the game they played in Liberia. The win would also saw the book of spots at next year's African due to hold in Ivory Coast, and that's the story from there. Well, FIFA last announced rankings of men in April, with the Eagles ranked 40th in the world, and right now they're ranked 39th. But in Africa, Nigeria drops from number 5 to number 6. And of course, and that's the story from there. Well, Leiden, no surprises. The latest rankings, we are where we should be, right?
The only thing is, it's disappointing to me because I know we could be better. But based on current form, recent performances, typically that's where Nigeria should be. Quite disappointing from that standpoint. Because you look at the quality in the side, and you look at the quality in the side, definitely, they should be up there among other African countries who are doing quite well. And it's a story, Josep Pizarro, is the story of Nigeria.
So, well, fun. I'm still talking about the national team story. Well, before now, some 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, as a matter of fact, in 1994, we'd never forget that Nigeria went up to the top 5 of the FIFA rankings. But, in the last 10, 15 years, right, you look at Nigeria and the fact that we used to be first, second in Africa, particularly first, second, but lately we've dropped down to 6th position. Is this a case of Nigeria becoming terrible? Are African countries stepping up to the occasion?
Well, I would want to say it's a case of other African countries, stepping up their game to this one. Now, you want to look at, let's not even go back that far as 1994. Let's talk about 10 years ago. You'd see countries like Senegal, they were nowhere to be found again, but recent developments in their countries, putting in the money where it's supposed to be, and we've seen the reflection of that in their FIFA rankings this year. So I want to say Nigeria still has a long way to go. We still have a chance to go back to be giants of Africa. We just need to do the right thing at the right time.
That's the story from there. Well, let's move on and talk about something else. And the Super Eagles Stars market values have taken a tumble, of course, due to loads of players suffering and poor form in the past season. Well, the story from there is that the likes of Wilfred Ndidi, Paulo Nwachu, Joe Aribo, and most others have suffered a free fall, plunging heavily in their worth in the transfer market. Well, according to the series of guests, Ndidi, who reached an all-time high of 16 million euros back in 2021, is now valued at 25 million euros, a fall out from Leicester's relegation from the Premier League. Paulo Nwachu, who was looking forward to becoming a top star in the Premier League, joined Southampton and has seen his market value drop as well due to poor performances of Southampton getting down to the Championship. Well, his market value stands at 13 million euros right now from 17 million euros he was valued before he joined Southampton. And also, of course, Joe Aribo's market value took a hit as well, dropping an all-time high. The man was valued around 50 million euros in September last year, but currently it stands at, as a matter of fact, 11 million pounds. Emmanuel Dennis as well, who provided 2 goals and 2 assists in 19 games for Nottingham Forest, could not prevent his value from dropping to 8 million pounds. Moses Simon has had a market value of 10 million euros last season, but has dropped to 8. Brighton Sai Samuel has the same story, and it goes on and on. The likes of Chidozie Awaziem was valued around 5.35 million euros last season. Is now valued at 3.5 million euros. Well, Ekwe, you look at these Nigerians, especially Wilfred Ndidi, Joe Aribo, and Paulo Nwachu. The story has been the fact that, first of all, they couldn't do so much for their teams, and secondly, their teams got down the Premier League to the Championship.
Well, I just think it's a little unfortunate event because those boys, they are well talented players, they are good players. The likes of Ndidi had a very outstanding season before last. Joe Aribo, we saw what he could do with Rangers, and of course you really can't personalize the failure upon them personally. I think it's just a case whereby they were in a bad team and a bad moment, and of course the lot fell on them as well, and they got affected by it. And with this, you can see the result of it. Definitely affecting their market value. So I think it's a really sad event, and of course I feel bad for it.
All right, that's the story from there. We'll take a short break here. When we come back, we'll talk everything from the European scene, and of course take your calls in the process. 090-2223-1011 and 0817-624-8565. Please stick around and right back.
This is the season to share in, and this is the season to make yours. Visit Planet 101 FM sports page, like the page, drop a comment saying, I am game for Friday, plus the club you represent, and you could feature in one of our weekly Fans Friday attack. For more information on how you could be a part of it, join our daily football shows 3 to 4 p.m., Mondays through Fridays. Come ready to rep your club. The Football Fans Attack on Planet 101.1
Planet from 5 a.m.
Football. More stars, more you.
Nothing unites the world like football. Join the football community here on Planet 101 FM, Uyo.
Thank you very much for around. This is still the Football Fans Attack. It's live on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Well, like Todd Bowley, like Golo Kante. Well, Blyden, this would interest you. Golo Kante has bought a football club in Belgium, not even in France. Well, he purchased the club, Royal Association Veteran. The French midfielder, who is 32, will take over from Flavio Becker as the chairman of the club near the Luxembourg of July. The same date he will join the Saudi Arabian club, Al Ittihad, from Premier League side Chelsea. And of course, the Belgian side are in the process of regaining the professional license and will play in the Belgian National Division 1 for next season. The division is 2 steps below the country's top tier, the Belgian Pro League. No details have been released on whether Kante has paid a fee to purchase the club or not, but we know he is the new chairman of that club. Well, let them talk of investment and talk about the fact that football has no pension plan. You have to make an investment. Golo Kante is thinking about all of that, and of course he's bought a club in Belgium.
Well, these days we're seeing footballers do that, and it's typical of it, because the conversation is, if you have to make investment in areas you understand already. Now, footballers have been in and around the scene to see how clubs are being run and the details of it, and it makes sense from there. I think we see more footballers do it, from David Beckham having that co-ownership with Inter Miami, and we're talking about Ronaldo of Brazil at the time also.
Real Valladolid.
It makes a lot of sense. That's the conversation.
Yeah,
it's better than going into hospitality business, as many would do, and at the end of it, it doesn't work out for you. It's a football club, you know, it doesn't work out. You can still sell it and still buy another one and still run it.
Maybe you should have mentioned names, Blyden. Well, judging from the fact that he's been under Todd Bowley and he's seen the management the Todd Bowley, think he could make a good manager, a good chairman rather.
Well, I think we should give the man a clean slate. You know, he's just starting, so let's look at what he's going to do. And I like the fact that he's starting from the 3rd division. You see people just jump up, you know, from playing Football Manager on their phones, on their devices. They just go to coach to take over big teams. So I think it's a great one for N'Golo Kante. Start from his country, you know, give back to the, you know, to his people. So I think it's a good one for football.
All right, so well, Blyden, talking transfers. Arsenal have officially confirmed the signing of Kai Havertz from Chelsea in a 5-year deal until 2028 for £65 million. He's 24, spent 3 years at Chelsea after joining from Bayer Leverkusen for £71 million. The FIFA Havertz, who scored 9 goals for the Blues last season, could rise with others. Well, a great man has 19 goals in 91 Premier League appearances since joining Chelsea. And of course, his greatest Chelsea moment would be that Champions League goal against Manchester City in the final. Well, Kai Havertz to Arsenal is a done deal. Now, Bladder was talking about, yesterday and saying, well, why has they not unveiled the man? Well, the man is unveiled right now. What do you make of the move?
Well, Kai Havertz is a very exciting player. He was one of the top. I think either he was the top scorer in Chelsea last season, or maybe one of the top scorers. But then I think he's a great addition to that midfield. The combination of Odegaard, Rice, and Kai Havertz, I think, is going to make a powerful midfield for Arsenal. I think, of course, it's a good move.
Let's talk the suitability conversation right now, Blyder, because he's here. Before now, we used to say if he joins. Now he has joined. Yeah. Kai Havertz has been deployed in different positions at Chelsea, as a number 8, as a number 10, as a winger, as a striker, as a second striker, and all of that. And well, in all of his deployments, he could only get 19 goals. Yeah. In 91 Premier League games for Chelsea. Yeah, he scored the Champions League goal, of course. That's a conversation. But now, where does this man fit into the Arsenal conversation, and how will his quality be utilized by Mikel Arteta?
Well, here's what I think. First of all, let me say this. It's usually difficult for coaches, especially when you have a particular style of play and you love certain kind of player. It was the same story with Jorginho and Kai Havertz joining the side. We already can pick up the brains of Mikel Arteta, how he loves this player. But for me, it's quite difficult when I look at the setup of Arsenal last season. So you begin to wonder where Kai Havertz would fit into the system. One of the advantages Kai Havertz has is the fact that he's neither a striker nor a midfielder. So it means he's a supporting attacker. And on the other hand, his own style of being a supporting attacker is he gets into the box. I watched Arsenal last season, no player could do that. But for you to play Kai Havertz in that manner, you have to tilt the system a bit. Maybe shot one winger or shot one midfield. That's the perspective. But in the overall, Kai Havertz has a talent wonderful talent for me. I've always been supportive of that player because I could see the talent. The most important thing, he's 24 now, is for him to be dominant and show class moving forward. And that needs a good coach to do that. I do not know why Mari is shaking his head, but whatever the thing is, I hope it's fine. Let me just finish this, Mari.
All right.
Let me just finish this, Mari.
All right.
Why are you shaking your head and scratching it this time? But here's the thing. I think Kai Havertz to Arsenal is a good headache for the manager. Oftentimes, as a manager, you need this headache. You need different players of different styles to fit them in and tilt the system and win. In the long run, we've seen Manchester City do quite well. And one of the conversations last season is they had strength in depth, whether from the bench or starting lineup. It wasn't a conversation for Arsenal. But I think with Kai Havertz joining them, Declan Rice joining them, is going to be bigger.
Right. So it doesn't look like I am forming opinion. Did Kai Havertz thrive at Chelsea?
No, he didn't.
All right. No, that's what I was waiting for. This man played on that four different managers, right?
Yes.
Frank Lampard, Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter,
Bruno Salto,
and Frank Lampard again, right? For the record. And in your words, according to you, he never succeeded at Chelsea.
He never found his footing. But
all right, so, did he succeed at Chelsea?
Yeah, I think he had a good season. A good time.
Did he succeed at Chelsea?
If you want to call winning the trophies and be.
All right, so let's gauge. What is success for an attacking player?
I think to me, Kai Havertz is a kind of like I can compare him to someone like Thomas Muller. He's not really a good an outgoing goal scorer, but he plays very well.
Okay, so he's not a goal scorer. You want to talk about Muller? Muller has more assists than any other player in the Bundesliga. So you don't want to talk about because you want to talk about assists.
When I'm talking about comparing him to Thomas Muller, I mean in terms of his performances on the pitch, in terms of his style of play.
What's his strength as a football player?
I think I'll prefer him as a false nine. I think he flourishes more in that position as a false nine.
Now, as a false nine, right? What do you do as a false nine? That's what I mean.
Well, looking at Chelsea last season, not many players were able to score goals.
Okay, so he scored goals.
He scored goals in Chelsea.
19 in 92 appearances. Does that look like success?
No, Mari,
I think among the players there in Chelsea, Kai Havertz had one of the highest goal scoring.
We know that. That's understood. But what to gauge success? Yes, he was Chelsea's highest goal scorer,
and he had the most minutes played by every other attacker.
Fine, but now 19 goals in 91 games. The goal per game ratio is abysmal.
He has been deployed in different positions over the course of time, and then I think it's just Frank Lampard and was it the former coach that were able to play him in false nine, which he was delivering and scoring goals.
Right.
Let me
all right, Blyden, have a bite. Yeah.
Mari, I love the fact that you're consistent about this Kai Havertz, but here's it, Mari. Look. When Kai Havertz came in, I think the only disappointment from Kai Havertz's performance at Chelsea was the fact that he came high profile. You could see the talent when he touches the ball, but I've always said he's almost a Real Madrid quality the way he touches the ball for me. Look, under what's the name, Thomas Tuchel, Kai Havertz was quite successful at Chelsea. Under other managers who were quite poor, no Chelsea player has been successful. Neither has Kai Havertz. So it's a conversation. I don't want to single him out.
That's my point.
What I want to add
in 3 years at Chelsea, has Kai Havertz been successful?
Yes. What
are the indices of his success?
No Chelsea player could build a player like Kai Havertz moving forward.
Let's talk numbers, Blyden.
It's part of the numbers. Sadly, we don't have the numbers.
Who missed the most chances as a Chelsea player in the past 3 years? Guess who?
Well, I wouldn't want to agree to that because the last year I've seen Sterling miss humongous.
How many games did Sterling play? Who missed the most big chances as a Chelsea player in the last 3 years? Guess who?
Well, I do not know what you want to say about that. But
he also has the most minutes among all his attackers.
Hold on first. Let me just add this to it. Maybe in his defense, Kai Havertz is not a pure striker. You have to accept that fact.
Ekwe said so, and I said, where is his area of specialty? Where is the position he plays that we know this is where he plays? That's his specialty.
This is what it works. This is how it works, Mari. This is how it works.
So we wrap up. Because I was actually going somewhere. So we're stuck here. I want us to go.
You still have to go there. You still have to go there. Let me say this. When I look at the area of attackers at Chelsea, if the attackers were doing quite well, Kai Havertz would have been used as a makeshift attacker. It was out of the fact that the attackers there weren't functioning. That's why he was used as a false nine. And still, at that power level, he was okay.
Okay, so
Kai Havertz had over 38 goals to 35 to 38 goals in Bayer Leverkusen, over 100 appearances or so. And Chelsea still splashed a lot of money on him. He's the second highest player in Chelsea right now. So why would Chelsea splash a lot of money for him if he's not quality?
Timo Werner.
Why would Real Madrid come calling and ask?
You have to admit.
Gentlemen, let me breathe.
For cheap.
Gentlemen, let me breathe.
They came in the first place.
Gentlemen, let me breathe. Right. Okay, Kai Havertz was a success at Chelsea in your words. In 19 games, 19 goals and 91 appearances is success to you. No problems. Now, is you going to succeed at Arsenal? That's what I was going to.
That's where I'm coming from now. Blyden said he's going to be a good headache to the manager. I don't think you're going to spend 65 million pounds to get a headache into your team. Who does that? You're talking about Pep Guardiola now. Look at the players he buys. If you're coming for 65 million, you have to walk straight into the team and help the team. You're not talking about Kai Havertz coming in and we don't know where he plays. You're trying to say he's going to play a false nine, he's going to play an 8, he's going to play in the number 10 role. What are we talking about exactly? He's 65 million pounds.
All right. The vision at Arsenal is very clear. This is a very good attack. This is a very good attacking player. This is a very good midfield maestro. He plays the ball perfectly.
Kai Havertz is a midfield maestro now.
No, relax. He's a good attacking player.
All right.
Okay, he's a good attacking player. But then you can see the vision of Arsenal with the players they are going for, with what they are doing, with the program they have from last season. I think he's going to be a very great addition to Arsenal.
All right.
He's never going to be a headache.
Would love to see the church program that Arsenal have with Kai Havertz and how much of a headache he's going to be.
A good headache.
Blyden, take
a headache for a coach.
Blyden, thank you very much. 090-2223-1011 and 0817-624-8565. What do you make of the Kai Havertz deal to Arsenal? And this is straight to the Arsenal fans. Do you think this man will succeed in your team? Thank you very much for joining. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Marizana.
Welcome.
Blyden and the other guy in the studio. Yes, this is Xavier calling you from.
All right, go ahead, Xavier.
Yeah, I want to say that I'm happy with the addition of both Kai Havertz and Villarreal to the Arsenal squad. And I'm really sure that they will perform really well at Arsenal. That's my take for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much for talking to us. Well, that leaves us, moves us to the Manchester United conversation. And of course, it's about Mason Mount and the dilly-dally between Chelsea and Manchester United for Mason Mount. We'll talk about that after this call. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Yes, welcome. Go ahead. Welcome.
Good afternoon, guys. I want to concerning guidance to Arsenal. Right there, they don't be at the educated. I'm not saying that I'm educated. You can play at the center, you can play at the edge. Different can move at 9, one play 8, and different can move at 8, one play 9. No, I don't think they need it. Because it depends on the club, it depends on the coach. At least the coach will not be speaking to somebody. So if before somebody knows if you are coming, it's not you are coming to my player. You know what I know what it takes to use this. That is give us a very good idea. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You would see. Until from now, someone has even asked me a question. This kind of best conversation is ringing basketballs. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon, Marisol.
Yes. The big man.
Yeah, I want to appreciate the fact that Mikel Arteta has now realized the fact that for you to win EPL, you need to splash. Winning EPL is not based on buying billions of things, 40 million pounds. You spend a big cash there, like now that he has bought. I want to believe he will soon buy this. And my question is, how disoriented are these players
you very much. How result oriented are these Arsenal players? Signed. Good afternoon, welcome. Welcome to the show. Your name and your location.
Israeli calling from here.
Yeah, Israel. Welcome.
Thank to the group. You know, the way people are debating on Kai Havertz makes me smiling at when someone says that Kai Havertz is his headache, and the other one is saying this film maestro. To me, as an Arsenal fan, I never saw Kai Havertz coming to Arsenal, but I wonder the position he's going to be deployed in. We don't know Mikel Arteta's tactical plan, so just now makes it important to me. I never supported Kai Havertz to join Arsenal. Considering the balance transfer, I think that's a good addition to the midfield. We hope to see them cruising to success next season. That's my take on the show.
Thank you very much, Israeli. I think this was who Blyden was asking me about yesterday. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good afternoon, Mari.
Yes, welcome.
Blyden and the rest of the guys. It's just in the cup I'm calling from you.
The Copite.
Yeah. Well, I don't really have much to say. I just pray Arsenal to make it this season, because if they don't, I will surely certainly come back for them, because the way they are doing their signing is just not convincing for me that they will succeed. If you check at the clips of video clips of Declan Rice, that guy hasn't done anything that would persuade me that he will be a good addition to Arsenal squad if they decide to let parties go.
All right.
For Liverpool, I just hope that the Jurgen Klopp won't be satisfied with the signing of McAllister, and he should come up with something else better.
Thank you very much. Well, as a video scout, please don't judge your decisions as a player from video clips on YouTube. I beg of you. You're going to see the difference between what you ordered versus what you got. Thank you very much. Well, for Liverpool, just to tell you about Liverpool there, we hear that they have begun talks with Kefren Thuram. He's a midfielder. He's a son of Lilian Thuram, set to join from Nice. And two clubs are talking right now, and the fee might be around 40 or 45 million euros. Well, talks are expected to take place to try and resolve the impasse over Mason Mount's potential move to Manchester United. United submitted what was said to be their final offer to Chelsea just last week, and Chelsea responded to the bid by demanding 50 million pounds and 77 million pounds in add-ons, making it 65 in total. And that's the story from the United feel that is too much, for a player of Mount's caliber who has just 1 year left in his deal. To start his job as Chelsea's manager from Monday, the 3rd of July, 2023, and he hopes that Chelsea would let out all of the dead wood before he starts by Monday. And that's conversation. Well, let's still talk about transfers, but this is going to be after this match, of course. Then a great takes us to Facebook. Good afternoon, welcome to the show. Yes, welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Donald, calling from you.
Welcome, Donald.
I heard everything you guys say in the studio. That young man today. You were the same guy who complained about Arsenal spot date in the team. Now Arsenal has spot date in the team. You guys are complaining that they can't fit to the shoe of Arsenal. That guy can play as a number 8. But you can't bring that guy to number 10. Because of the strength that guy has. You don't have the strength to back. So my only point now is that if Nature can keep Partey in the team and Granit Xhaka in the team, we will agree for to move on. That's
right.
My issue now. Let me move to the market, find a good striker who can score, not dribbling. You have to score the goal and look for wingers who can replace Saka. Then the team is ready to move on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Your thoughts appreciated so much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for talking to us, Donald. Oh, well, when we hear transfer moves this season, this markets, guys, United fans have been the ones to cry and wail, and it's actually a very sad story because Kim Min-jae was on his way to joining Manchester United, and he's set to be unveiled as a new player for Bayern Munich, and he joins on a 5-year deal. And Bayern Munich have paid his release clause of 50 million euros. Well, for Manchester United in tandem, we hear they're looking to signing the man Andre Onana from Inter Milan. But the financial fair play rules, the £120 million cap, might just affect United so much transfer spending this season, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think to me, Bayern Munich, they have the greatest win of the transfer for now. I think it's a very big thing for you to be able to acquire Kim Min-jae from Napoli. He's been very phenomenal for Napoli last season. I think a rock solid back defender. So of course, and I think
one defender of the season in the Serie A.
Bayern Munich, they were let down by Upamecano's performance last season. It was absolutely below level. It was absolutely below average. And to think that they have the elite as well, I think Bayern Munich, of course, their market business, their business doesn't come as a surprise to me. They're always in there for the best, and they always have the best in the market. So I'm going to take the Facebook comments right now. We have Famous Junior. He says, "Good day, Football Fans Planet. I think Chukwueze should join AC Milan to pair with Rafael Leao. I think he will succeed at Milan if he joins." This is from Epolo Bassi. "Good afternoon, sports crew. Please update me with Manchester City transfer news. Milan going for Chukwueze. I think it's a nice move. Please keep up the good work, Mari. Ekpenon for you." We have a Cam Million. "Good afternoon, guys. Keep up the good job. Kai Havertz performed well under Thomas Tuchel, who was a better coach than Southall, Lampard and Potter, who did not give him a playing style but instead letting the young lad play on his own with no grooming. I now trust Arteta. If he wants him, I welcome him. We doubted him signing Jorginho, White, Gabriel, Magalhaes, etc., but they perform well. Edu still needs another midfielder in addition to Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, Jorginho. As for Partey, let him go." Well, I think that's going to be a big bargain for Arsenal.
Yeah, that's interesting. We'll talk about the Partey conversation. Well, there's a comment here. You know, I think you've not read it. The comment from Duke Abasio. He's asking me a question. He says, "Marizona, tell me Federico Valverde's position, then I will tell you Havertz's position."
I think that's
Federico Valverde's position. I'll tell you Havertz's position. Well,
that's a very
Federico Valverde plays the central midfield role.
Come on, it's very
That's
obvious.
his job.
Federico Valverde plays more of the right midfield.
Well, he is by trade now. We're talking about trade here. Right. By trade, he's central midfielder, but he's been deployed as a right midfield position.
And he has a strength. You can see his area of strength very clearly.
Leiden, you're saying something.
I love that guy that asks a question.
Yeah,
you know why?
That's why I choose the question.
He brings the conversation, narrows it.
Yeah.
I hear everyone talking about strength. Let's look at Kai Havertz too. He's got the skills. What are we talking about? It all matters when in a good team and a good coach. If there's any player in world football at the moment that is so good on the ball, though he's not quick, but he's so good on the ball. You watch in Champions League game, the biggest of games, when Chelsea play, sometimes it seems like only Kai Havertz turns up for the big game. Mari, under Arteta, if Arteta can handle this talent quite well, Kai Havertz is such a huge talent. He needs a system that functions and a coach that knows it.
All right, thank you very much. 09022231011 and 0817-624-8565. Man, Harry Kane, and we had this conversation before now about Harry Kane, and of course the what now looks like a bondage in Tottenham Hotspur particularly. But now I was talking the other day that if he had left Tottenham to join with Leicester City at some point in his career, he would have 3 trophies right now. You know, because at some point he was alone at Leicester, he would have 3 trophies. But at Tottenham, he scores 25 goals a season, no trophy, and Bayern Munich have come calling. Daniel Levy is saying, not yet.
Well, I want to say Daniel Levy was already, very clear on his stance. At the beginning of the transfer window, he said, if you're coming in outside England, you have to bring £100 million for this man, and if you are an English team, you have to bring 120 million. So I think it's Bayern Munich are just trying to play hardball with Harry Kane. If you want the man, go out there, get him for £100 million. It's worth it. Come on, look at Harry Kane. Last season he scored 31 goals. That's remarkable for a striker. And imagine what he would do in the Bayern in the Bundesliga, which is called the Farmers League. So I think Bayern should just stop playing hardball, go and get the man.
Lucas Hernandez joins PSG from Bayern Munich for $55 million, and that's the story from the Leiden.
Let me add, Well, I think I'm more interested in the Hurricane conversation than Hernandez. Typical player. Let's talk about Hurricane for me, man.
Nah, it's so not typical player, not so typical player.
Not typical, but it's a different situation. I was listening to Fon talk about Bayern Munich should bring 100 million. I think the last player Bayern Munich got from English Premier League, it's been a disappointment from that standpoint for them. We're talking about money, so it's going to be hard because you never know how he might turn out. He can play so well in the English Premier League, but moving to the Bundesliga, which many call the Farmers League, it might be a different ballgame, different tempo, different movement, especially the demands at Bayern Munich. I think that's a conversation. For Bayern Munich, they have to look into the pocket. Are we ready to spend £100 million? Is there a guarantee that this man will work out? Score the number of goals he scored in the English Premier League in the Bundesliga for us. That's the conversation. But we know Danny Levy, he's sticking with 100. And if you don't bring 100, Hurricane is going nowhere.
All right. Well, we also hear that there's a story from the man, Gerardo Tata Martino has joined up with Inter Miami. Just so you know, he joins up with Lionel Messi into reunion from 2012-13 season when Martino coached Messi at Barcelona. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon.
Welcome, Godwin.
My question concerning Kai Havertz. I think Kai Havertz is more like Ozil type of player, but Ozil is more precise than Kai Havertz. To me, he should have suited most with Real Madrid because I have never seen any player that chances well to Arsenal that has been good. It is always the finished product. So he's going to be one of the finished products from Chelsea. That's my take.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Godwin of Young, for talking to us. It goes way back to the likes of, I don't want to mention
William Gallas.
Disrespect legends. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Hello, morning. Donald calling back.
All right, Donald, for the second time. 25 seconds this time.
Mari, I want to know about Timber to Arsenal. Has the deal confirmed?
All right, Julian Timber. Well, Arsenal are still wrapping up the deal for Declan Rice, and then from then we'll talk about Julian Timber. But Timber to Arsenal looks like something that might happen. Thank you very much for talking to us. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show, Miss Daisy.
Oh, good afternoon, sport analyst. I want to comment on the issue of a transfer. A lot of players are bringing a new player. Arsenal have brought in, let's say, 3 players for now. But Liverpool have managed only 1. And I want to advise some of the fans, especially Arsenal fans, because they are celebrating all over the world that they have captured the biggest midfield. But I want to ask you people to do me a favor and check the performance of Declan Rice. How many goals does he score in a single calendar of the season? And how many assists does he make?
All right.
How creative he is in the midfield.
Thank you very much.
I don't really understand this guy. Please help me check the statistics for me. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us. Well, Declan Rice is not that much of a goal scorer. He's more of a midfield man. Speaking of a midfield maestro. Yeah, so, Blyden.
I love the way you rush to defend Declan Rice.
No, I'm not rushing to defend Declan Rice.
What have to do with Kai Havertz?
Now, Blyden, come on.
Look at it. We've not really talked about Declan Rice's performance and how suitable he is at Arsenal.
Yeah, it's a conversation for the coming days. I want the deal to be confirmed and announced. You know, it was after the deal was announced yesterday for Kai Havertz. We talked about it. Yeah, so
you're a decent man.
Chill for Declan Rice, Blyden. I know you want to bombard him, but I'm here with you. I will defend Rice till the next day. I love Rice and Stew actually. Villarreal to Aston Villa. The latest is Paul Torres, a central defender of class and quality. If you ask me, and he joins up with Aston Villa. Well, the stats that compared to every other centre back in the La Liga last season, Paul Torres had more touches, more passes completed, more passes in the final third, more through balls, more tackles completed, and second most chances created even as a defender. But what exactly is he going to be doing to this Aston Villa side? Remember that last season, one of the reasons why they could not just do so much, even when they were in good form, was because their backline was so porous. Paul Torres for Aston Villa, Blyden discuss.
Right, decent footballer. even if someone never talked about the player, as long as you're moving from Villarreal, the top side, to Aston Villa, it makes sense. The next conversation would be suitability in the league. The period of adaptation where Unai Emery has done something fantastic at Aston Villa. Virtually anybody can settle at Aston Villa at the moment, and that's the conversation. Reinforcement, I must say, a stronger team moving forward. I will not just think Aston Villa might become a force next season moving forward with these additions. That's a conversation from my side, and I'm looking forward to what Unai would do, and even more press conferences with attack. Good
evening, everybody. All right, so, funny Tina, Roma manager Jose Mourinho has been handed a 10-day suspension as punishment for comments he made about referee Daniel Chifi. Mourinho is 60. Said Chifi was the worst referee he's bet in his life after a match against Monza on the 3rd of May. The Portuguese has also been fined 50,000 euros. The Italian FSA Mourinho will serve the 10-day disqualification starting on the first day of the next relevant championship. What this season has come in the news for the wrong reasons. Referees. Anthony Taylor, UEFA, give him a hammer, and they said, yeah. Well, at what point will this man realize that, come on, I'm getting old, I should calm down with all of these controversies with referees?
Well, for one, I thought he slowed down on the ball at Manchester United. I really thought he had turned a new leaf, because I still remember during his days at Manchester United, he wasn't really in the news for the bad reasons a lot. He actually, slowed down a bit. But I don't know, the Italian league has gotten to him. It's the league of the strongest. The weak shall not, survive in the Italian Serie A. So I don't know, but I think Mourinho should really go easy now.
This was not referee that Mourinho wore a microphone in his body to protect himself. What exactly is protecting himself from?
Well, I think, first of all, when you look at Roma play, they have to fight so hard against some of the top sides. And on the other hand, it's all this emotional blackmail.
Jose Mourinho makes it look like he's been attacked as an individually by referees.
Absolutely, that's the conversation. He's making it seem that way.
Yeah, that like referees have personal vendetta for him before they get into games.
I think apart from Jose Mourinho is a psychological thing. Also a way of psyching up the players. You're underprivileged, you have to fight more. That's it. But sadly, it's coming out bad because it's getting the hammers, one way or the other. Just like the Conference League game, not the Conference League, the Europa League final. I watched the game, everyone kept blaming the referee. I think the referee did nothing to Roma fans, did nothing. Massive. When you look at the yellow cards in that game, about 18 of them, 6 of them went to Sevilla, 7 to Roma. No different. Roma were more defensive, and they were bringing in the tackles, typical of that. But from Jose Mourinho, I think it's a mental thing, an emotional blackmail sort of psychological thing for the players, for the whole system. And maybe he's thinking probably he could get a favor somewhere, or maybe he's thinking the players have to be psyched up. They're at a disadvantage, but no matter what you want to think about, Roma ought to buy more players, build a solid team, and be stronger next season. Otherwise, it will continue to be the same story.
All right, James Maddison is Tottenham's latest player. He's 26, signs a 5-year deal with the North London club, and he sports his 3rd signing of the summer, following the permanent signing of Dejan Kulusevski and Guglielmo Vicario. We are back in the phone line to take calls in 355 with dot 090 2223 1011 and 0817 624 85. Before we take calls in, take us through topical transfer stories.
Well, I'll start with the one here we just finished Jose Mourinho. I have an information on Jose Mourinho that Al Hilal approached Jose Mourinho with a huge salary bid earlier this month, and the special one said no, he wants to remain at Roma, he wants to remain in Europe, he wants to play European football, he's not yet ready to go for the money. We also have the Tottenham and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg are open to a departure this summer. Atletico Madrid are interested in the 28-year-old who has 2 years left on his contract. Spurs would only let him leave if a suitable offer comes in. Patrick Vieira, now the former coach of Crystal Palace, now the Arsenal legend, is on the verge of returning to the League One with Strasbourg. And Brentford here in talks with Wolves for the signing of Nathan Collins, the defender Wolves got just 2 years ago from Burnley. He's on his way to Brentford. Brentford are interested in, and the Midland club just want at least 25 million euros for the defender. And Manchester United are leaning towards loaning Mason Greenwood out because Eric Ten Hag has refused to let the man leave on a permanent base. And Bayern Munich are ready to increase their bid for Harry Kane, but sources in Germany have indicated that they are not willing to pay more than £86 million. Tottenham wants at least £100 million. Manchester United have also decided to pay the £50 million plus add-ons requested by Inter for Andre Onana.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. We are on the phone lines.
Good afternoon, Bright, my people.
Welcome. Guardiola Jr.
Right Arsenal, I'm attacking Arsenal now, isn't it? I'm attacking them now, seriously. What they need is what? Hardware striker, not software striker. That's what Arsenal needs. How can he go and buy Kai Havertz? Kai Havertz is really, really good in maybe Germany, France or Belgium. Not England. England's strikers are very physically strikers. Take somebody like Fotin or somebody like Haaland and Ken, Salah and Kapon. Look at they are physically strong. How can they go and buy Kai Havertz?
All right. Thank you.
I really blame Arsenal. I really blame them.
Thank you very much.
Can even defend that? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Guardiola Jr. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Afternoon. This is Radio Senator. Call for Duro here.
Hey, Radio Senator.
Okay, what I just want to say is that some people will just come and comment and say that they are coach and they don't have certificate. They are not telling Ateta how to buy player and how to know the one that's good. What I know is that as far as I'm number one Arsenal fans in New York here, what I know is that what Ateta is doing now, the next season is very sure for us that we are going to collect the league and Champions League.
All right.
Look, I don't see any team now that can stop Arsenal. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. We'll see about that. Good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome. All right. All right. Oh, this wants to call us back. Sorry. But there's reports right now that the new season of the Nigerian Premier League Blighted, the 2023-24 season, is set to kickstart on the weekend of August 26 and 27. And the transfer markets for the NPL will open tomorrow, on Saturday, July 1st, and will go all the way to September 1st, 2023. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good evening. This is calling from Wanaba.
Let's go ahead.
Yes, I want to tell Arsenal fans 5 things that is going to happen next season. Number 1, Kai Havertz will play 10 games without a goal, without an assist. Number 2, if they fail to knock themselves out of the Champions League, they will lose the Premier League, lose the Europa Cup, lose the FA Cup, Carling Cup, etc. They find themselves in 11th position in the Premier League. Another thing is that by the time Declan Rice an injury, if they fail to retain some of Partey in Arsenal are probably next season.
Thank you. Thank you very much for talking to us. That's it for the show this afternoon. Thank you, Bland, for being a part of the conversation. Thank you, Manuel Decore, for being a part of the conversation too. And thank you, Mfoni Tina. We'll do this again later tomorrow. Do well to enjoy the rest of the day's broadcast. My name is Mariziona from here. I'll play a few commercials for you. From there, it's going to be the Planet Rush Show. So, of course, enjoy everything they have in store for you. Get your Planet Radio 101.1 FM. We can't take any more calls. Tomorrow, 7:30 to 8 and 3 to 4 p.m. My name is Mauricio and I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao. Adios.
Touchdown Thursday with Ibam Air. Season 2. Stay in touch for all the latest information and updates on the aviation sector through the eyes of Ibam Air. Yes, that's right. Join us every Thursday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. on Touchdown Thursday with Ibam Air, a 30-minute broadcast that updates you about innovations and development, as well as lofty ideals spearheaded by Ibam Air in transforming the aviation industry in Akwa Ibom, Nigeria, and the rest of the world.